Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Will here, and I am currently driving to take my USMLE Step 2 exam. Whew. This has been a long time coming. I've been studying for this exam now for the past 2-3 months non-stop, and this day is finally, I can't believe it. I just can't believe it. I'm going to finally be free after I take this exam. Yeah, this has been quite a ride. So I'm currently heading there now. It's about 7 a.m. in the morning. This exam is 9 hours long. So I'm trying to mentally, I'm mentally prepared, to go to war. Just really go through this exam and, make it out, make it out alive. I'll let you guys know how it goes afterwards. Also, yes, I know my hair looks ridiculous. Honestly, I didn't even know my hair could do this. It's kind of curling and stuff. I don't know. I'm kind of impressed that my bed hair has hit the next level. So yeah, leave a like, hit the like button for my hair, because this is pretty impressive. I'm going to get a haircut. I'm going to shave, get a haircut after this exam. I'm going to be a new man. I'm just very excited to finally take this test. This has been probably the hardest I've ever studied for any exam in my entire life. So I am really excited to hopefully have my hard work pay off and, get a result that hopefully I will be glad with. But that's it for now. I will let you guys know how I feel after taking the exam. So I'll catch you guys later. All right, here we go, guys. Wish me luck. We got this. All right, and I just finished taking the exam. It is now 4:55, I believe. Oh man, one thing I have to say, one thing only: freedom. Oh man, I am so glad to be done with that exam. That was a really long exam. I was getting kind of tired at the end. All right, so I will give you guys my post-test thoughts in just a second. I need some time to just kind of process everything, what happened. I'm really tired. So just give me a little bit, and then I'll go ahead and kind of tell you all what I think, and yeah, just let you all know, kind of gather my thoughts. So I will let you guys know what I thought in just a little bit. All right, so I'm finally back now. So I had a little bit of time just to kind of let it, settle in that I'm actually finally done with this test. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just kind of give you guys my initial thoughts and initial, I guess, impressions, just coming right out of the exam. So I guess the first thing that I'll start with is things that kind of, I guess, surprised me about the exam. Before I get into that, I guess a little just background on my studying and stuff. I took about 2 to 3 months of really hard studying for this. In fact, I've never studied harder for an exam in my entire life than I did for this exam. Did UWorld 1.5 times, took the practice test, the UWorld self-assessments 1, 2, and BME 7, and the free 120. I'll actually make another video where I go into my full step 2 studying guide, because I actually learned a ton of things about how to study for this exam throughout the process of studying for it that I actually think you guys would really, really appreciate. I think that would be very helpful for someone else who's studying for step 2, because I've learned so many things on this journey to get to, I guess, where I am now. that I think that you guys would definitely enjoy. So I'll go ahead and make a video about that. So stay tuned. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe because I'll be putting that video out as soon as possible. But anyway, back to my experience. The first thing about the exam is it was about the same, around the same difficulty, honestly, ballpark, around the same difficulty as the practice exams on, I'd say like practice exam 2, on UWorld, so like the UWorld self-assessment 2, also the free 120. It felt like it was that difficult, but I'd say like a little bit, maybe a little bit more difficult. I felt like overall I was picking, I was kind of like educated guessing on about the same amount of questions as I was when I was doing the UWorld self-assessments and the free 120s. So I felt about equally as confident, maybe a little bit less confident. I think that they had some things in there that surprised me. So speaking of which, some of the things that surprised me on the exam was they had actually a few questions where they had like the little auscultation thing where like they put the stethoscope on the person and you have to like pick the spot on them where you listen to it. I've definitely never practiced that. UWorld doesn't seem to have anything on that. You have like when you're in the exam, they give you like the headphones to listen to it, and honestly, I could not tell a murmur, if my life depended on it. So I really just tried my best on those questions, just to like use like the question stem history and stuff, because I honestly could not tell based off of the sounds for those questions. Yeah, just some things about the exam. I think it was pretty similar to the self-assessments, around the same difficulty as UWorld's questions. However, I will say though that I feel like UWorld sometimes gives you more ways to educated guess on the questions than the actual step 2 exam does. So for instance, like UWorld gives you clues and stuff that help you eliminate wrong choices, which they do also in step 2, the actual exam. But I felt like is more so like they just kind of give you the very least you need to know to pick the answer on the actual exam, and not like a bunch of other stuff that you go, oh, like they have no like JVD or something, so I can eliminate like these heart failure type of things. Like they didn't have like some other extra nice information to help you eliminate some of the other answer choices on the actual exam. So I'd say like that's kind of one of the ways that the actual exam was harder than like the UWorld questions. But other than that, I feel like it was pretty much around the same difficulty as UWorld. Another thing that kind of, didn't really surprise me, but everyone's, talks about it, but they did have a decent amount of like ethics questions and quality improvement questions. And I actually, actually 2 nights before I actually took the exam, I did like a review over the quality improvement stuff, like root cause analysis and all the other stuff that you need to know as a doctor. I actually looked online some ways to like learn it, and actually I studied that stuff like the day before basically, and I got some questions. I think I got them right because I like read this like document and stuff. So I'll go ahead, like I said, I'm gonna make a video on like how I studied for this, and I'll put in all the links and stuff. It's gonna be super high yield. I'm sure you guys are probably tired of hearing that phrase, but it will be super high yield. So if you guys haven't already, like I said, just stay tuned for that video. But yeah, they had some stuff on like root cause analysis. Of course, they had some like ethics questions and stuff. That didn't really surprise me. I think the other thing that surprised me, besides like the auscultation questions, is that they had questions in a different format where they would like put it in a way it's like an intern med, like you have to like go look through your charts and stuff. It'd be like chief complaint, oh, I feel short of breath or something, and then it'd say like 45-year-old male, and it'd be like past medical history, and it's like a different format because in UWorld it's normally like paragraphs and stuff. You just read through the paragraphs. This was actually set up like it was like a real like medical chart. So that took a little bit of time getting used to, because I never saw any questions like that in UWorld. But honestly, that wasn't like really too hard, because like it was, in some ways it was easier for me than the actual like normal paragraph ones, because you can just like go look through their past medical history really quickly and like look at their lab values and stuff. So I actually kind of organized it and made it a little bit easier in some ways. But that was something that kind of I wasn't expecting, I guess, going into the exam. Okay, so I guess like a big topic when it comes to Step 2 is the length. The length for, sorry, my arm is getting tired. All right, sorry, my arm is getting tired. So the length of Step 2 CK is quite long. And I was scared going into it because I'm like, I've never taken, like 9 hour long exam before. So I didn't feel too bad about it because I was so mentally prepared for that. I've been mentally like building up to this point. So what I would definitely suggest doing is working your way up to this point. Get to the point where you're doing like, 4 blocks a day and stuff, on New World. And, once you finally get to test day, it's really not that much harder. Just, take your time during the breaks and then just maintain your energy. It's a marathon, it's not a sprint. So, but if you start working your way up to like, 4 or 5 blocks a day on UWorld, like you'll be fine on test day. I will admit though, there was 2 times where I was extremely tired and I was like, oh my God, this is this, I gotta get it together. Like I think it was like during the 7th block or the 8th block. I was just like, I got to the point where I was just like clicking. I was just like, and I was like, wait, what am I doing? What am I doing? Like, wake up. This is an important exam. You have to take this exam. Okay, get back into it. Like, slap myself. Okay, all right, get back into it. I actually made the mistake where I I was like, you know what? I can power through 2 of these blocks without needing to take one of my breaks. That was a mistake. I'd say take all the breaks that you can get. I was just feeling good. I was like, this block wasn't that bad. I can handle another block. And like halfway through that block, I was just like, just knocked out. So definitely take your breaks. And then like during the final block, I was just like, I'm so close, but I'm also so tired, but you just have to push through it. Just make sure you use your breaks, eat the right foods. Definitely chose the right foods to eat for this because I saw another video. I'll try to remember or put the link into that other video where I saw. But basically, I had like some protein bars, and I had foods that had like complex carbs. So like my sugar wouldn't spike. It was just like stay high the whole time. So that was very helpful. The length was pretty long. I started my day off at actually I woke up at 4:45 and got there at I woke up at 4:45 by by like anxiety, by mistake. I wasn't actually trying to wake up that early. My body just like naturally woke up that early. But I got there at like 7:20 or something, and then I started my exam at like 7:50, and then finished around 5. And I ended up using almost my entire time on the actual exam. Make sure you get used to practicing time blocks on UWorld and just preparing yourself mentally for this. Really just practice, taking, 3-4 blocks, a day, get to that point where you can do that comfortably. If you're around your target score, you should be going for the exam. If not, you might need to push it back and take some extra time. Just make sure that you stay confident during the exam and stay, stay focused. Don't get caught up in like things. Just stay focused. It's so much a mind game as it is also knowing the content too. I'm going to be putting out videos on how to study for this exam and, any tips. I came up with some, ways to easily remember the biostatistics formulas and stuff. Like I have a bunch of little things that I'd like to share with you all. So if you all are going to be taking this exam, you want tips about this exam and any other medical school things, definitely make sure that you check out some of my other content. I'm going to be posting a lot more now that I'm done with this. That's actually the main reason I haven't been able to post is because I've just been so focused on this exam. But thanks to that, now I have learned a lot of things about this and I'm happy to share it with you all. But yeah, I think that's it for me today. Thank you all so much for watching. If you guys haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button and like this video, and I will catch you guys in another video. Peace.